gun or something ain't right, take that down first of all. We need to have a talk. So, you know what? I mean, we need these parents to start being parents again. I'm telling you, get your babies together. Get your house in order. Charity starts at home. Get your babies together so we can protect them from not only the street, but also law enforcement officers that have went rogue. They have a God complex.
So let me tell you, my son, that poor child, I feel so, seriously, my heart breaks now for the crazy stuff I did. Randomly, I would do inspections of his room, which means I would come in and toss his room. By the time he got to the military and they was tossing bunks, he was like, that don't mean nothing to me. I grew up with a mama that used to do that, because my thing was, you may have something in here that's contraband.
That's right.
But you ain't gonna have it in my house for long.
That's right.
Because I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna dump it, and then me and you gonna have to sit down and have a mother-son talk.
That's right.
We gonna have to talk. And when I say talk, I don't mean talk like it's like in my show. I mean talk. Like T-A-W-K.
That's right.
We gonna have to talk about it.
Absolutely. And I totally agree.
So, since the video went viral, what have been the blessings that come with it? Because we can talk about the birds. We got to talk about the blessings.
Absolutely. One of the I think most incredible blessings that I had was I got to meet President Barack Obama.
Oh, hold on, let me think. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, let me rub on your arm so I can say okay. Oh,
there you go. He is amazing. What you see is what you get. Real mild mannered, very well spoken. Made me feel so proud. I'm looking at him like, you see my face on here like, that's my dad. I was looking at my dad. And then he looked at my husband and said, you know you upgraded, don't you? You got a phenomenal wife like Michelle. I said, I'm not compared to Michelle. I'm there. I have arrived. Because I adore her, and I'm looking forward. I know I'm going to meet her.
Yes.
I know it's coming.
We gonna pray that into existence.
Yeah.
Mrs. Obama, Mrs. Obama. So my girl over here, she needs you. Can you come on through? Can you come on through? Can you come on through? Come on through for a second. Come on now. And by the way, I want to meet you too. But anyway.
And then at the same hall meeting that we had, I got to meet Alton Sterling's son. When this baby hugged me after his father had just been killed a few years prior, he said, Officer Jones, thank you. I just want the community and the police to come together in unity. There we go right there. And that's his mom, and that's him. That was amazing. Like, anyway, that's amazing, and I have something special planned for that young man. From me, personally, but that did something to me because I felt like I did something right.
You did.
I did something right.
You did.
And to hear this baby that just lost his father say, Officer Jones, thank you. No words can ever explain that. Like that, I feel like God was whispering in my ear, I'm serious. After that, I had the chance to meet Bishop Jakes. Fire. A picture of us in there too. He was amazing. I have so much respect for him. I really feel like that's my spiritual father. When I tell you he was amazing, I got to be on Us or Else. I met T.I. And T.I. was like, you're my hero. I was like, oh, you're my hero. I used to be like, I love T.I. You can have whatever you like. So that made me feel good. Angela Rye, amazing. That woman is fire. She's fire. I mean, I was introduced to so many beautiful, powerful African Americans, just crazy. And to see the love was just absolutely amazing. We went to New York. The sisters in New York, fire. Them sisters are on fire, and I gotta shout them out. I was the keynote speaker at Embrace Your Cape. Fire. It was fire. So I've been doing a lot, And then, of course, the book is finally complete.
Yes! 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 So, we gotta talk about the book. So first of all, can you tell the audience the title of the book?
The title of the book is The Truth Divided.
The Truth
Divided.
Divided. So can you explain that title?
It's like you're gonna see both truth. You're gonna see truth from both sides. You're gonna see the truth from me being in uniform, but you also gonna see my truth as being an African American mother with African American sons. So you know how some people are saying, well, black lives, and the police are saying, what about if you get it from somebody that lives both sides?
Yes.
And that's why I'm living both sides. So in this book, it tells you how I felt divided, my first time feeling divided. It tells you how I became a police officer, why I became a police officer. It shows you that I ain't grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in the hood. It tells you a lot. It's a lot of hope in there, that book. And it's a lot. I pray that this book starts to bridge the divide. But every male and female should read this book. I'm telling you. Yeah, that book was some blood, sweat, and many tears.
So I need to know. So what was your process for writing? So did you get a glass of wine and you was like, "Ooh, I need a sip before. Oh, I just wrote that sentence. Let me take another sip." So I just need to know what was the process? Break it down for me, girlfriend. Break it down.
It was probably more like, I ain't doing this. I'm sorry. Then it was, I'm crying. No, I'm not doing this. Why is this so hard? I write gospel plays. I'm on my 7th gospel play. Why is this so hard? What is going on? I'm a writer. Why am I getting writer's block? I'm not doing this no more. I have a glass of wine. I call my mother, Nikki, you can do this. You got this, baby. I call Jocelyn. Come on, Kai. Come on, boo. You got this. I'm like, all right. So then I would start writing again. And then all of a sudden it was like God was saying, I am healing you through this book. And as I heal you, I'm going to heal this nation through this book.
Yes.
And then it became personal. It became meaningful, and it became powerful, and it became everything that I want to say to anybody is in that book on how to heal this divide. We can heal this divide, y'all. The first thing we got to do though is say there's a problem.
It's a problem.
And nobody's admitting there's a problem.
Yes.
Except the African American community.
Yes. Yes.
When the police department sit down and say it's a problem, I'm telling you, that's when the gap will really start to bridge.
Right. And so I think, so I'm so excited that you decided to write. Had that always been a dream of yours to be a writer? Because it sounds like you had a proclivity to do it.
I did. I started writing to express my pain. Like pain, different things that I went through as a child, I would just write. And I didn't realize how powerful the writing was until one day I said, I'm gonna write a gospel play. And when I wrote it, and the first performance, to see people's reaction, to see grown men crying and people jumping up, running through the audience, screaming, and I'm like, oh wow, that's powerful. And for a minute I didn't write. It scared me. I'm being honest. I was like, whoa, this is too much. What is going on? But then, you know, God is never going to let you steer off your destiny for too long.
Ever.
And he was like, going back in there. So a lot of my plays are life experiences, or people that I know that have been through certain experiences. That's why it's so real. But everybody can say, you should write a book. I'm not writing no book. No, I'm not interested. I guess when you tell God your plans, he
has other plans. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes. Yes, he does. And so, when does the book come out?
On my birthday, April 30th, it will be
released. And so you gotta tell us, where can we go get a book?
You can get it on Amazon, Venture. You can go to my Facebook page, Nakia Jones. You can go to my Instagram page, Officer Nakia Jones from Cleveland. It's Officer Nakia Jones Cleveland. You can go to my Twitter page. It's Officer Nakia Jones also. Or email us, and we will make sure we get you all the links and information you want at missnakiajones@gmail.com. It was something I wanted to touch on that really got to me. I wanted to show you.
Yes.
So as we're going through, I'm getting letters from all over the world. Like my messenger box is probably got like 1 million and something odd letters in there. This letter that I got from the Bloods and the Crips.
Really?
Yeah. Touched me so to the point where I said, if they can come to a happy medium and they can put aside their differences to make a difference, how come we can't? And so the guy sent me the letter. I'm trying to find the letter in the book so you can see it. The picture was powerful.
It's towards the end.
It's towards the end? Okay. Look at my sister. She get me together here. Is it after the kids' pictures? Oh, there we go.
Yes.
That's the picture. I got a letter from a Blood, and he told me, he said, he really was not, he didn't like law enforcement. He said, but after he saw the video, it compelled him to understand that all law enforcement officers are not bad. So he had a different concept, and he said, I even became a part of Black Lives Matter to start a peaceful protest where we went to the police station. That's deep for them, because he's like, I don't mess with the police. They had a protest of over 1,000 people. They said afterwards it was peaceful. The police even shook their hands afterwards. And the Bloods and the Crips, you see the picture, tied their bandanas together in unity. They sent me the picture. The last time this was done was during the Rodney King beef.
Wow, this picture, so I have to say, I was not, I'm sorry, I was not being rude, but I was so captivated by what this brother wrote. It is, when I tell you it is, this letter is fire, it is fire. And the picture above it, to see brothers unified, proves exactly what you just said, that hate can be torn down. Right. And where there was hate, love can be put in its place. We have the tools and the resources that we need in order to make a difference in our communities, and we've got to do that. We have got to come together, because this is power.
Yes.
This is fire on all kinds of levels. This is like hot fire, like sizzling. Wow, I burned myself.
Can she read what it says?
Absolutely.
Where your glasses?
Don't talk about me. It says, you are my hero. You inspired in me the vision to reach out police as well as the community here. I was lucky enough to be asked to be a part of a Black Lives Matter protest here in Omaha that thanks to the organizers did just that. We had an estimated 1,000 people assemble so peacefully that both we and the police thanked one another publicly when it was over. As I spoke to that crowd at the beginning about how to handle their encounter with police if they had one, I thought of you and how you want to be treated. Thank you for inspiring me. Ooh, you helped us make a difference. And that was a picture of them tied their, the Bloods and the Crips tied their scars together in unity. And I'm sorry, that was fire. Like, that was probably the best letter I had ever received. And I of course, I went back and forth with them. I said, I'm so proud of y'all. Do you understand how proud I am of y'all? That's powerful. These was the real gangs. Some of them other gangs is play, but Bloods and the Crips have been around forever, and they were rivals. Yes, and they are rivals. Like, it's no joke. But for them to say, you know what, we need to come together and get this together, that's powerful. So how come us as law enforcement officers can't do the same thing?
That's right.
My hope is that your book and your voice and your spirit will encourage police officers to sit down and have a conversation, because through your honesty and your words and your truth and your tears and your humble heart, what you give is courage to other people to be able to speak their truth and to say, you know what, maybe we can do something different. Maybe we can choose a better path. But to choose that better path, there's some things you have to do.
That's right.
We already said you have to acknowledge first that there's a problem.
Right.
You have to acknowledge that something is just not quite right. And we're not saying that all police officers are bad. You have a shining example sitting right next to me of a police officer who was not a bad police officer, right? So not all police officers are bad. But you also need to sit down and say, what can I do to make the situation better? And you need to be willing to check your fellow police officer, to say to your fellow police officer, could we have done that differently? Is there something that we can do that is better, stronger, faster, that heals as opposed to divides? Do we need to take a life in every single situation?
That's right.
Do you need to take a life in every single situation? But that starts with valuing the lives that you take.
That's right.
It starts with valuing all people's lives. And so I want to ask, what do you say to people who are struggling with knowing what the truth is and needing to get it out? Like, what gave you the courage to be able to say what you said, and what advice do you give to other people to be able to speak their truth as well?
You know what, I think all of us have a breaking point in us, and God knows what it is, and he knew when I looked in my son's eyes, that was it.
That was it.
That was it for me. That was it. It was like, boom. If you know a truth and you're not speaking it, and you keep it inside, honestly, it turns into a cancer almost. It's almost like it starts to kill you. Like it seems like you even start feeling sick. You don't feel right. I feel like when you speak your truth, if people that love you are gonna support you, period. The people that don't love you, they're probably upset because you're probably talking about them. So I feel like speak your truth. At least to thine own self be true. If you gotta be true to somebody, you gotta be true to yourself. And that's how I feel. I get it. I get you get backlash when you speak out. You get terminated. You get blackballed. It's a lot of things. But now, coming out on the other side, because don't nobody know what God brought me and my family through. Don't nobody understand the heck that we went through after I got terminated. Nobody understood. I didn't talk to nobody about it because it was a quiet moment. Now it's out there so everybody knows.
Is it in the book?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It hurt me to be terminated. That hurt me, you know what I'm saying? This was my family. I've been doing this since 1996, and to be terminated and to be treated so disrespectfully, it hurt me. But God told me, shh, because I had no idea that men thought they were beating me down. But God was bringing me down to raise me up again. And I said, y'all think that video went viral before? Oh, God, that gave me a voice, baby. I'm telling you, you better get ready, because I'm about to shake some stuff up. I'm going to leave a big footprint that shows that I was one of the ones that was determined to bridge this gap between blacks and whites and the police, and it's just too much. How come we all can't just live together? We're all human beings. We all bleed the same. We all hurt the same.
Girl, when you said that, you reminded me, there was a training that we had in the Army, and the guy in the trainer said, we all wear this uniform, we all bleed green. And I stood up and I said, no we don't. We all bleed red. When you get to the place though where you realize that the person sitting next to you is really no different for you. They go through the same things you go through. They struggle like you struggle. They hurt like you hurt. When you can empathize with the person sitting next to you, when you can say, you might not look like me, but you are my brother or you are my sister, and I love you because I love that part of myself, then we're doing some things in the world. We are doing some things in the world. So, sister girl, sister fierce. I just want to tell you, it was a joy and a pleasure to have you come on the show today. It really was. You are just a light in and of yourself. It's just all around you and all up in you and all up and through you. And we just so appreciate you for doing what you do and for being who you are. Yeah. Thank you for that voice. Thank you. In fact, I'm going to thank you on behalf of police officers who don't yet have the courage to acknowledge that they are hurting and wounded. I'm going to thank you for them. Because one day, by and by, they're going to come to see that truth. They really will. They really will. And so I want to give you a chance. I love you. I do. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I do. And so I want to give you a chance to shout out whoever it is you need to shout out.
I'm sorry, y'all. I want to shout out my husband. That's my rod, Kevin Jones. I got to shout out my children, Fantasia, Kayla, Falon, Jeremiah, Catherine, and Cameron. Of course, I got to shout out my assistant. You are amazing, and I absolutely love you. And I thank you for being here for me, Johnson, Renee, that's my cousin. Thank you for picking up the slack for me. My mom, Jacqueline Green, and my dad. I love you, my sister Riri, and my rock. Like, we're so close. And my best friend is coming from Chicago to the VIP book signing. I want to shout you. I got to shout out Shaw High. I'm sorry.
Of course.
Shaw High. He said, oh, this is a bad technique. Oh, yeah, Urban City Radio.
Yes. So, I want to thank you again, because you were just wonderful, and we love you. We love you. I would like to shout out, I don't usually do this, but I want to do this today. I would like to shout out all of the guests who have been on the show. You give it life, you are fire, and I so appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Thank you for making my show a huge success. I love you. I do. Peace out, family.